Over the past year, Cubot has released several budget-friendly smartphones. In part of the Pandawill Cubot Video Contest, I have compiled the top 10 Cubot smartphones to date. All of these smartphones can be purchased on the Pandawill website using the links in the video description or the annotations. Please understand that this list was compiled in late June of 2014 and represents value, not just specifications. I'll start with number 10, the Cubot GT95. It has a relatively small 4-inch WVGA display and is powered by the MTK6572W 1.2 GHz dual-core processor. It has 4 GB of onboard storage and a microSD card expansion slot up to 16 GB. It also is 9.65 mm thick and 116 grams. Overall, this is a cute budget phone that can serve as a backup device or an entry-level smartphone. And at just $65, it's kind of in a market of its own. At number 9, the Cubot BOBBY is a great choice for buyers looking for a smartphone with excellent battery life. It features a 3400 mAh battery and has a 5-inch QHD display. You'll also find a slightly faster MTK6572W 1.3 GHz dual-core processor and 4 GB of onboard storage with options to expand up to 32 GB. It is notably thicker and heavier, coming in at 11 mm and weighing 185 grams. It's a nice smartphone that will last for days. You can also watch my Cubot BOBBY unboxing and review videos to learn more about this device. It's $107, not as cheap as some other options, but it does have one of the largest batteries you'll find in a smartphone today. If you're looking at the GT95 but don't need the camera resolution, the GT90 is a good choice at number 8. It's very similar to the GT95, however its processor is clocked slightly higher at 1.3 GHz. The rear camera is just 2 megapixels and it is thicker and heavier, however it does house a larger battery and allows for expansion up to 64 GB. This device is obviously designed with lower specifications, however it does only cost $72. At number 7, the Cubot P6 offers a 5-inch QHD display, dual-core 1.2 GHz processor, an 8 megapixel rear camera, and a 5 megapixel front camera. It also has 4 GB of internal storage, as well as a microSD card expansion slot, up to 32 GB. It's very similar to the Cubot BOBBY, but has a smaller 2200 mAh battery. This computes being both thinner and lighter at 9 mm and 178 grams. It costs $1 less than the Cubot BOBBY at $106, and it does offer thickness and lightness in exchange for battery capacity. If you have a little more money to spend, then the Cubot X6 is a good choice at number 6. It's powered by the much faster MTK6592 1.7 GHz octa-core processor and has a 5-inch 720p display. It has 16 GB of onboard storage and a microSD card expansion slot, up to 32 GB. Also, with 1 GB of RAM, this phone will provide a better multitasking experience. The X6 also has a 2200 mAh battery and is just 8.66 mm thick and weighs 164 grams. The specifications don't disappoint, but this phone costs $190. The X6 would have made it higher on the list, however its design and cameras aren't as impressive compared to other offerings. Still, it's a good value when you consider the internals. Next up, at number 5, the Cubot S108, S meaning slim. I think this is the best budget device on my list, not only because of the specifications, but also the design. The S108 has a 4.5-inch QHD display and 4 GB of onboard storage, with options to expand up to 16 GB. It's also powered by the dual-core MTK6572W 1.3 GHz processor. What really makes the S108 stand out is its 8 megapixel rear camera, 3 megapixel front camera, and 1800 mAh battery. It's also just 9 mm thick and weighs 140 grams. If you're looking for something nice for under $100, the S108 is a great choice for just $90. Not everyone is looking for a budget device though, and the Cubot T9 is a great mid-range device at number 4. It's designed to impress with a 5-inch 1080p Full HD display and 16 GB of internal storage, with options to expand up to 64 GB. It's powered by the MTK6589T 1.5 GHz quad-core processor and has 1 GB of RAM. The T9 also has a 13 megapixel BSI rear camera, as well as an 8 megapixel front camera. It houses a 2100 mAh battery and is 9 mm thick and weighs 148 grams. It has great specifications, however it is the most expensive phone on my list at $200. I feel there are better options out there for both the price point and processor, and the phone would be higher on the list if it were priced less or contained an octa-core processor. The Cubot T9 is still a great phone, but there's better options available. Revisiting the S lineup, the Cubot S222 comes in at number 3. What's unique about the S222 is the display. It's a 5.5-inch 720p display, making it a phablet. It has 16 GB of internal storage, but expansion options of only up to 16 GB. Also, it's powered by the MTK6582 1.3 GHz quad-core processor and has 1 GB of RAM. The S222 also has a 13-megapixel rear camera and an 8-megapixel front camera, as well as a 2350 mAh battery. It's only 7.9 mm thick, but weighs a hefty 178 grams. It costs $156 and is a great choice for those looking to enter the phablet market without breaking the bank. It could use better expansion options and an octa-core processor, however it's still a great value. At number 2, the Cubot S308 offers similar specifications to the S222 at a slightly cheaper price. The S308 has a 5-inch display and contains 16 GB of internal storage, but with the option to expand up to 32 GB. It also will handle multitasking better, with 2 GB of RAM. The cameras have been downgraded, as well as the battery, at just 1800 mAh. It's also thicker, but lighter, at 8.2mm and 154 grams. This did top the S222 in my list because of its more reasonable size, increased RAM, and better expansion options. It's also a reasonable $150 and is a great choice for buyers not needing an octa-core smartphone. And finally, number 1 is the Cubot S208. It may have been slightly predictable based on the contest, however I do feel that it is the best smartphone from Cubot to date, regardless of promotional value. It's very similar to the S308, but has a 5-inch QHD display and an upgraded 2000 mAh battery. Both of these changes will result in better battery life, and the S208 is just 8.06mm thick and weighs 155 grams. The design is also really great, and it costs just $140. I feel it's the best choice for the average smartphone buyer not needing a high-end device. That's going to conclude my top 10 Cubot smartphone video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in any of these phones or just want to see all of the Cubot smartphones, please follow the links in the video description to learn more. Not every smartphone is perfect, and my number 1 choice may not be the best for you. So what do you guys think? Is the S208 the best Cubot smartphone? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please make sure to like this video to let me know that you'd like to see more videos like this. And also subscribe to see more phone unboxings, reviews, and random videos. I'd also like to end with a quick thank you to Pandawill and Cubot for running this contest, and I appreciate you watching my entry video.